Hello, Busco families. I hope everyone has been having a great week so far. I wanted to send out a quick video to thank everyone who took the time to complete our survey this week. In all, we had 749 responses, which was outstanding. As promised, I have removed the names and shared the results with our school board so that they have time to review the data prior to tonight's meeting. As I shared earlier this week, tonight our board will be meeting to discuss the recent updates from Governor Holcomb and the Indiana Department of Health. Even though I've stated this several times, I think it is important for me to stress again that Indiana's public schools are required to contact trace and quarantine in accordance with the requirements set forth by the Department of Health. Indiana's local school boards and county health departments and commissioners do not have the authority to reduce those requirements. While this has always been the case, this was confirmed again in Governor Holcomb's executive order last Wednesday. Based on the requirements spelled out by the Indiana Department of Health, Indiana schools only have two options at this time. School districts can follow a mask optional policy and continue to contact trace and quarantine students within 6 feet of each positive case. Or they may now choose to require masks and only quarantine close contacts who are symptomatic. While I know that many of us wish there were other options or variations of these choices to select from, these are the only two legal options at the moment. Again, this was restated in the most recent executive order from our governor. To be clear, neither the school board or I are in a position to discuss whether or not masks are effective, how effective the quarantine process is, or whether or not we should continue to contact trace. All of these decisions continue to be made by the Indiana Department of Health under their authority provided by Indiana law. Indiana schools have been given two distinct options by the Indiana Department of Health, and the board only has the authority to consider and decide between those two options. Naturally, this situation has put our school board in a very difficult position, as each option does have its benefits and its drawbacks. It also goes without saying that people feel very passionately about this issue, and regardless of what the board does or does not do, some people will be disappointed and upset. Because of this, I want to stress how important it is that our community keep this in mind as the board discusses this issue tonight, and also in the decisions that lie in the months ahead. I cannot stress enough that we are all friends, neighbors, and family, and that every one of us has the same goal of keeping our children in school and having the most normal school year possible. We all love these kids. And even if we disagree on what the correct action is in every situation, we know that everyone involved wants the best for these children. With that in mind, I ask that you continue to treat our board and each other with respect and civility. Even though public comment is not required by Indiana law at school board meetings, our school board at Smith Green has always maintained a commitment to give our community a chance to be heard at every public meeting. For those attending the meeting tonight in person, as always, you will have the opportunity to speak and share your opinions and thoughts at the appropriate time. It is critical that we all show respect to not only our board, but also to our fellow community members, even if we may not agree with what is being said. Part of what makes Busco such a special place to be are the relationships we share with one another. Regardless of what ultimately happens, tonight or in the future, it is so important that we continue to remember that fact. I know how deeply our community cares for each other, and that has never been more important than it is right now. The pandemic has challenged many of us more than we ever thought possible, and new challenges continue to present themselves. For me personally, the love and support of this community has been the most important thing that has kept me going whenever challenging circumstances arise, whether we're talking about the pandemic or one of the many other situations that we have faced together. That sense of community and love for one another truly is what makes Busco such a great community, and I know that so many others feel the same way. Thank you, as always, for your support and your concern for the safety and the success of all of our students. Have a great evening, and I'll talk to you again soon.